So how do you see what are the solutions and challenges you've seen in traditional industries where cybersecurity was never a big concern, Aniket, and how have you solved it?
Sure. Now, earlier, what people used to think is that I'm a very small company, and my company is so small that I am not big enough target for somebody to actually attack me. But now that is changing, with even small startups getting attacked, data being stolen, because the risks are evolving. And that's mainly because technology, as you said, technology is evolving really fast. So if you say about 2 years ago, until 2 years ago, AI used to be a niche area where only a few people know about it, and suddenly we have got ChatGPT. And now everybody can just open up ChatGPT and start using AI. Then what happened? A lot of developers thought, hey, it takes me 6 hours to debug this code. Let me put this code in ChatGPT, and it's going to give me immediate answers, and it is doing that. But then what they did not realize is that all this data they're putting inside ChatGPT, it actually has privacy issues. It might be used by somebody else. So then new risks emerge. Even if you don't change anything in your company, even then the technology changes on its own, and suddenly, while you were completely safe yesterday, today you are vulnerable. Which is why people need to be aware about what kind of risks are changing and then identify their own risk portfolio. So, risk portfolio is a concept that the companies and the individuals should be aware of. If somebody is, let's say, their main business is content, they're building YouTube content, they're building a lot of intellectual property, and that becomes their crown jewel. That's the term that we use in cybersecurity. Every company should know their crown jewels, and they should focus their security budget around that. Don't do security the way Google is doing security. Their needs are different. You should do security based on your crown jewels. If your data on cloud is most important, if that data goes away, your company is bankrupt. In fact, I have a framework for this. It's called the RRR framework. Okay,
Okay.
so nothing to do
Not
with
Raj
Not
Rajmouli,
nothing to
Ramogi.
do
right?
with Rajamouli. So the RRR stands for, first is what makes your company rich. If let's say your intellectual property, your really secret algorithms, they make you rich, and then that becomes your first source of risk. Somebody might steal that. Second is what regulates your company. Okay,
Mhm.
what regulates your company or rather your domain, your vertical. In education sector, maybe the regulations are less. But if you go to the pharma sector, in that case, pharma sector has so many regulations. If you look at BFSI, the finance domain, financial companies get audited multiple times throughout the year.
Yep.
If they fail an audit, that becomes a big issue for them. They might, in fact, lose their business. You might have seen that with Paytm Bank
Mhm.
being shutting down because they were not compliant with a lot of these governance activities that they had to do. So, what regulates your company, very important for somebody to know. And third is what can ruin your company. Let's say somebody hacks into your company and they delete some of your data. Now, because that data or that information is gone, you can't proceed further because everything, the entire business model was based around that. So, that can ruin your company. So, what makes you rich, what regulates you, and what can ruin you? If you focus on these three, you will know what kind of risks are coming your way. And then you can deploy the security solutions to tackle these risks. And that's what we are doing with the different companies.
Got it. Got it. I was reminded of Ashley Madison. It says,
Yes.
"Life is short, have an affair."
Oh,
So it's like they stole the entire data, which was very very valuable. As in, people were scared about their identity being revealed.
yeah.
So that was the case. So we'll talk more about Ashley Madison later.
About the privacy, in fact, we talked about privacy just now. Now, in India, DPDP is coming up, Digital Personal Data Protection Act. That's already passed in the legislation and it will be enforced probably in the next 2 to 3 months.
Mhm.
And then all the companies will need to comply with that. So then that's also another thing which is coming everyone's way. It's just that companies are not aware of it. So awareness becomes the first challenge. The more they become aware, they understand the importance, then they can start working on it.